Hello everybody, my name is Askaroff and today I'm going to talk to you about the marvellous, the amazing Wheeler & Wilson number 9. I love Wheeler & Wilson. Well, of course I love them, I wrote the book on them. So what we're going to do today is to show you, my son brought this round, and before we sell it I thought I'd show you how to oil it. So the first thing is to take the lid off. Interestingly, and drop that on the floor. Interestingly, if you come in close and have a look at this, everything about Wheeler & Wilson oozes quality. They were the biggest and the best sewing machine company in the world in the 1880s. And when you look at this fantastic key, and when I turn the key, if you look on the side here, can you see these little sort of pegs coming out? And all four sides on this side as well, look. That is incredible. That's just to hold the lid on. That just shows you the quality that they're going to take. If they're going to take that quality to just on the case, the rest of the machine is going to be brilliant, isn't it? Right, oiling the machine. This is a rare hand crank model. In Britain, we had a lot more hand cranks than treadles, basically because we were all living in terraced little houses and we didn't have the space. And of course the shipping costs of the treadles across the sea. So today we're going to get all the main oil points on the machine, and we're going to start with putting my glasses on, and then we're going to start with the oil holes. So now first of all we're going to start right on this side, get the first oil hole here, and as always whenever I'm showing you how to oil these machines, we're only talking a single drop in the hand wheel there. Of course, if you haven't got a hand wheel, you don't have to worry about this, you can ignore this. Interestingly, the Wheeler & Wilson number 9 goes the opposite way. Normally you would turn your hand wheel this way, but actually to sew, the Wheeler & Wilson goes in a clockwise direction, which is very rare. Now I'm going to disconnect the hand wheel, now that we've oiled that, put a little bit of oil, actually you can do that with all machines, a little bit of oil on there. And now we're going to undo the plate and get inside here. We're going to get the main shaft bearing and put a nice drop of oil on that. It's really important because that goes all the way down to the bottom shaft. And then on the top of the machine we've got very few oil holes. We've got one there, a little drop in there. You can put a little drop round there, that's the presser foot bar, and a little drop on the needle bar. We're going to do more of that in a minute. Now to open the number 9 up, we undo the wing nut there, fold that round and lay that back. Underneath there is minimal oil points, so it's really interesting. I'm just going to lay that back. We put a little drop of oil on there, again single drop, basically on all the pivot points anywhere that the machine moves. This is really important. This is the lower hook shaft. So you've got two really important points there, and you've got another important point just there, so you can put 2 or 3 drops in there. Oh look, you can see the catch mechanism for the handle, for the locking. How clever is that? Everything about this machine is clever. Look at the little bobbin winder there. And of course it was A.B. Wilson who invented a lot of these things, like the round bobbin, like the feed mechanism. Now we're going to put a little drop of oil on here, just on the inside there. Oh my god, that is so smooth. Now we're going to take that off and open the side cover up. There's only one screw holding that. That's the other very clever thing with Wheeler & Wilson. They got everything down to basics. High quality engineering can allow you to do that. So there's only one screw holding that side on. Just give that a bit of a clean up. And here you can see, much like a lot of machines, it's just the oil points. The needle bars are most important. If you get any play on the needle bar, then of course you've lost it, because that's when your missing stitches start. And you can feel when, oh look, there's someone's 1890s hair there. We could DNA test that, find out who owned it. Oh, how funny. The future is here, isn't it? And just get rid of any fluff and anything. You can use, I just use an old paintbrush to flick out any fluff. So everything's nice and smooth and clean. and everything's working beautifully. So that's very simple. Interestingly, on the Wheeler and Wilson, very much like the Howe, this is a double tension unit there, but they're solid. I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute. That just goes back onto there, get it into there, get the peg in there and tighten that up. And now we're just going to give it a feel and see how it feels, because how it feels is, like I've always said in all my videos and all my books and all my YouTube, how a machine feels is how it sews. If it feels great, it will sew great. So now we're going to start turning it. Yeah, that is starting to go really well. Now, I'm just going to click that back onto there, open this up on the side plate here. This is in extraordinarily good condition. Now, here is another great invention of A.B. Wilson, the rotary hook and the rotary bobbin. And the rotary bobbin will go there, but lucky enough, when we bought this machine, it's got all, if you look in here, look, it's got the original glass foot. What a clever thing to have a glass slippers. So here, that is the middle of the sewing foot, so you can actually see straight through it to what you're sewing. But what we're looking for is this. This is the genuine, original 19th century bobbin, and that just drops into there. Oh, and then you just close this up. Oh no, this is where it all goes wrong. Put that down again, move that onto the side. How many people must have done this in the Victorian era? And you know, there we go, just drops in there just like that. It's so easy, it's unbelievable. Easier than a lot of machines. And we can just forget about that. And that is now ready. I tell you what, yeah, let's put some thread on it and see if it will sew. The Singer Company's biggest competition in the 19th century were the massive Bridgeport Wheeler and Wilson. And what did they do? They bought the company. This is just brilliant, isn't it? You can't out-compete them, but you can buy them. So Wheeler and Wilson, so this is the Wheeler and Wilson number 9, and by 1905 that had Singer written across the front of it, and Singer were advertising in their brochures Wheeler and Wilson and Singer machines. And in fact, I've got one machine with Singer across the front there, but still the original Wheeler and Wilson badge in the middle. So it's a brilliant transformation. So a lot of these ideas were patented. You saw them come up on German machines afterwards, but it was the Wheeler and Wilson firm that patented so many ideas, like the way that cotton can't fall off, you know. So what we're going to do is thread it up. Now, this is what I said about the tension unit. When we're threading the tension unit, we go round the tension unit all the way round. And that's because that tension unit is on a roller. And also, it's one of the first automatic tension releases. Watch when I lift the foot up and down. How clever is that? Releasing the tension. Brilliant, isn't it? So then after we've done the tension, we come down here and go round to what we call the take-up spring. And then from the take-up spring, this very clever method of threading up the take-up lever, you see how I just laid that down there, just laid it in there. Then you've got a guide, and then you've got another guide down here, and then we're ready to thread. And of course, threading up the needle is the most difficult thing, isn't it? So get your needle up to its highest, make sure you've got a nice sharp point, and what I do is always put 2 pairs of glasses on because I just cannot see the eye of the needle anymore. So with 2 pairs of glasses, it's nice and big, and then we jab it through there. Now, interestingly, do you notice I'm threading from my right to my left? And I'll tell you another really interesting thing. The rotary hook system that's used on here, the needle where you're threading from the right to the left, it might be familiar with a lot of people. If you've got Singer 201, if you've got Singer Featherweight, they all use the same system. And rumours and legends says that it was what Singer wanted most of all, was this brilliant rotary system, and it might have evolved from this very model onto the amazing featherweights that are still in use by everyone today. So now, remember to turn it clockwise when you want to pick the stitch up, rather than anti-clockwise. Up the stitch comes. We're using heavens knows how old thread that is, so we're going to give it a go. This is going to be fascinating. I just always love it when we bring a machine back to life. It's the most exciting time, isn't it? And here we go. We're ready. Come on, baby. Let's sew. Oh, yes. Here we go. This is the 19th century coming back to life. And who knows if this is the first time that this machine has sewn for 30 years. Who knows? Nobody knows. Maybe 60 years. Wow. Look at that. It's pulled that stitch up almost perfectly. Oh, you can just see why singers were so worried about Wheeler and Wilson and why they were selling 1 million machines a year. Well, that's it. Don't forget to check out my books on Amazon. Don't forget to see all my YouTube videos. And of course, always visit my Sew-A-Lot site where I've got loads of information about all these amazing machines. Bye for now.